Hey guys, I'm Vignesh and welcome back to my YouTube channel Cloud and AI Analytics. Hope everyone are doing good. So in today's video, we will be continuing our discussion with different compute options available in Google Cloud Platform. So this is part second video. In past part one, I have explained you what are the different compute options like compute engine, Google Kubernetes engine, followed by app engine. I'll give you the link of that particular video in the description section. Please take a look at it. Without any further delay, let's get started with today's video. So, as I told you earlier, I have explained you compute engine, Kubernetes engine, and app engine in part 1. In this video, we will be focusing on Cloud Run and Cloud Function. So, to start with, we will go with Cloud Run. So Cloud Run is a managed compute platform that enables you to run stateless containers via web request or cloud pub/sub events. So it is an stateless container based application service which is operated via web request or cloud pub/sub events. So Cloud Run is a serverless. It distracts away all the infrastructure management so you can focus on developing applications. So Cloud Run basically it is a serverless application, serverless service, and it is built on top of Knative, an open source Kubernetes based platform. So there will be a question rising in your mind that what is the difference between Kubernetes and Cloud Run? Basically, Kubernetes is we will have the user will have all the configuration, will have all the control over it. Whereas when we are using Cloud Run, though it is a stateless container, we don't need to configure any infrastructure. All those things will be taken care by Google Cloud on behalf of us. So this is the main difference between Google Kubernetes engine and Cloud Run. The next thing is it builds, deploys, and manages modern serverless workloads. So it builds, it deploys our code, and it manages most of the service. We don't need to worry about those things. So Cloud Run gives you the choice of running your container. So our container either fully managed or in your own GKE cluster. So Cloud Run, it will give you our choice, like you have to run your container, the container source code, either in a fully managed, that is GKE, or in your own GKE cluster as well. Cloud Run enables you to run request or even driven stateless workloads without having to worry about servers. It abstracts away all the infrastructure management such as provisioning, configuring, managing those servers. So we can focus as a developer or as a user, we can focus just on writing the code, just on creating the container. So since it isn't serverless, it can automatically scale up and down uh, depending upon the traffic or depending upon the workload simultaneously. So we don't need to worry about the scale configuration as well. So Cloud Run charges only for the resources that we are using, not apart from that it will not, like when you're scaling up it will charge for those scaled up resources, and when you're scaled down basically you will not be paying for the like not consumed resources. So we with Cloud Run you can choose to deploy your stateless containers with a consistent developer experience to a fully managed environment or to your own GKE cluster. This point I have already explained you with this. It gives you a choice of running whether in a full managed or in your own GKE cluster as well. So this common experience is enabled by Knative. So this feature is given by Knative. What is Knative? As I said, it's an open API and it's an open source Kubernetes based platform. And what is that, like Knative? It gives you the freedom to move workloads across different environments and platforms, either fully managed by GCP or GKE or anywhere. Wherever Knative runs, it will support all those things. Like it will support this, like running your container either in a fully managed or in your own GKE cluster. But the only concern is it should be working on top of Knative, an open API and runtime environment built on top of Kubernetes. This is the only where we can use our container anywhere if it is supported by Knative. So what are the ideal use cases of using Cloud Run? So when you're deploying, when you're using stateless containers that listens for request or events, or any for request or for web request or for any HTTP events, so that is one of the ideal use case. and you can build your application in any language. In any language, use our whatever the framework, let it be any runtime, all those things. We can deploy them in a seconds without having to manage or maintain any infrastructure. That is server infrastructure. We don't need to worry about those things. So this will be the two ideal use cases where we can use Cloud Run. The next thing is we will be um, the next service is Cloud Function. So Cloud Function, we talked more about Cloud Functions. Cloud Function is again a serverless event driven based server where a particular event is triggered, then our Cloud Function will execute our code. So there are many ideal use cases. Um, so an event Cloud Function is an event driven serverless compute service for simple single purpose function. So it is for simple and single purpose function that are attached to events. So what are events? When a particular file is uploaded to cloud storage, when a particular file is deleted from a cloud storage, that is event. But when that happens, our Cloud Function will trigger our code. So in Cloud Function, you can simply upload your code. We have to just upload our code that is written in JavaScript or Python or Go, and then GCP will automatically deploy the appropriate compute capacity to run the code. So we have to just execute, like we have to just upload the code. Rest everything will be taken care by Google Cloud itself. So we don't need to worry about any infrastructure, we don't need to worry about server, we don't need to worry about machine configuration. All those things will be taken care by Google Cloud itself. We have to just worry about the code which we are writing it in this mentioned languages. The servers are automatically scaled and are deployed from highly available in a fault tolerant design. Those servers, you are only charged for the time that our code runs. So basically there are two versions. One is version 1. I have explained you what is Cloud Functions also. I'll give you the playlist in the description box. Please take a look at it as well to know more about the Cloud Functions. So you will be only charged for the time our code runs. Whatever code runs, what is the server used for at that time, what is the mission configuration, what is the memory, what is the function. So all those things, based on those things, we will be charged by Google Cloud, and it is measured in the 100 millisecond increment rounded up to the nearest increment. So in most of the cases, Cloud Functions comes with pre-purchased free tier as well. So when that is the case, we will be not charged, and it will be mostly it is of free of cost. With Cloud Function, your code is triggered within a few milliseconds based on events. So next we will be seeing some ideal use cases. I told you already some ideal use cases, like when you're uploading a particular file to a cloud storage, then our Cloud Function will get triggered. When you're deleting a file from the cloud storage, when you're archiving any file from the cloud storage, then our Cloud Function will be get triggered. Or even if it is an HTTP based trigger, so some HTTP has been triggered, then our Cloud Function will execute our code. So all those things are some ideal use cases, and they are generally used as a part of microservice application architecture. For example, in a like in a framework, if something fails, then our Cloud Function will trigger an email notification or an alert mail stating that that function has failed, and we have to take a look at it, all those things. And you can simply build you can also build simple serverless mobile IoT backends or integrate with third party services and APIs. This point I have already explained. So these are the some use cases where we can use Cloud Functions. So I hope you understood when to use Cloud Run and Cloud Function, what is the difference between Cloud Run and Kubernetes engine, how Cloud Run works, how Kubernetes engine works, how Cloud Function works. If you have any questions or any doubts, please post that in the comment section. I'll take a look at it and reply as soon as possible. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to Cloud and AI Analytics. And don't forget to click on the bell icon. And I'll see you in the next video. Probably the next video will be how to decide which compute service we should use or we should adopt. So though I have given you some use cases, all those things, we will talk more about how to decide the compute options, all those things in the next video. I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, it's bye from Vignesh. Happy learning.